Today I'm going to break down the Kodak Vision3 family using Dehancer film emulations on footage from an older camera, the JVC GY-LS300, shot with correct exposure and white balance. I'm going to explain what makes each stock unique and then talk about how much these differences matter when you're emulating film on digital footage. 200T is tungsten balanced, making it natural for indoor lighting or mixed light situations. It's a flexible middle ground. It's not too slow, not too grainy, and handles highlights well. This makes it a nice all-around choice for cinematic interior work where conditions vary. 250D. That's a daylight workhorse. This is my favorite. 250D sits between 50D and 200T. It's daylight balanced and faster than 50D, giving you more sensitivity without jumping all the way to 500T. This stock usually feels clean with controlled grain. Great for a mix of exteriors and day interiors by windows. In my testing, 250D just fit this camera and workflow better, giving pleasing color and dynamic range with less visible grain than a very high ISO stock. 500T is the fastest here and designed for low light or night work. Because it's tungsten balanced, it's perfect under practical lights, street scenes, and dim interiors. The trade-off is more sensitivity and hence more grain, which can be cinematic, but noticeably different from slower stocks. Finally, 50D is the lowest ISO stock here. With an ISO of 50, it gives the cleanest, finest grain and is ideal for bright daylight scenes, open sun, bright exteriors, or controlled gray skies. It preserves detail and has gentle contrast, which is why you'll hear folks say it's great for classic film-like daylight imagery. Do these differences matter when you're using Dehancer emulations? The real answer is yes and no. On real film, these stocks were engineered to work under different light sources with different sensitivities and grain structures. On digital footage, what you're really applying are looks that mimic those tonal curves, color responses, and grain behaviors. Dehancer physically sampled the real film behavior to build these profiles. But according to cinematographers like David Mullen, the Vision3 stocks were designed not to look super different from one another, so you can mix them across a production without viewers noticing a jarring shift other than grain and exposure. In practice, that means the daylight versus tungsten balance still shifts color and warmth. Grain and contrast vary between stocks, but the character feels cohesive across the line. So in Dehancer, choosing one stock over another is more about aesthetic intention than strict technical necessity. For me, on this JVC footage, the 250D profile hits that sweet spot. Clean, balanced with a filmic feel that's not too heavy on grain and still carries rich color highlights. All right, y'all. Thanks for checking this out. I got more to come with Dehancer and my favorite cameras. Hit like, subscribe, comment. You know what to do.